Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with a 3-year lock update for you all, and I'm kind of trying to think like, where should I take this back to? Where should I begin with this lock update? But I'm going to take it back to a couple of weeks ago when I decided that I was going to do a trim on my locks. And yeah, basically I think I realized that the last time I had done a trim on my locks was about a year ago. So I wanted to trim the ends and just kind of get rid of the stringy bits, make everything look a bit more even. So yeah, I decided to trim my locks, and I also decided to film on Instagram while I was doing it. So I literally just grabbed my phone, propped it up, pressed record. Apologies to those of you that I startled and scared, because a few people messaged me and they were like, oh my god, I thought you were going to cut your locks off. Because I literally just appeared on camera with the scissors in my hands and just started snipping. But it was just a trim. I was just giving myself like a little bit of a trim on the ends. It's nothing major. So as I'm trimming my locks, I am looking at the ends I've trimmed off, and I just kind of start to take a closer look. And yeah, guys, it was just so disturbing. Honestly, it's so painful to think back on. Basically, I looked at my locks, I looked at the ends I trimmed off. I started to like open up the tips of those locks I trimmed, and oh my god, the amount of lint trapped in the ends of these locks was unbelievable. There is so much lint trapped in the ends of my locks. Well, I hope it's gone for now, but I fear it's not gone. It just blew my mind. Like, I never thought that I would have a problem with lint trapped in locks, but the reality of what I trimmed off showed that I actually have a serious problem with lint trapped in my locks. I actually have the ends sitting here. I'm gonna have to give you like a proper close-up of how they look. You can't really see it so much like this, but I'll have to show you how it looks. Like, even just looking at it, I can see literally like balls of like dusty lint trapped in the ends of my locks, which honestly, it started to creep me out so much. I started to get like itchy, and like I literally just, at one point I had to tell myself, stop scratching, just stop it, get a grip. Like, it's trapped in your locks, you've trimmed off what you can. I'll wash my hair and try and fix it, like just get a grip. But I was literally scratching my skin and just feeling like, oh my god, like I can't do this. Because yeah, just seeing the amount of lint trapped in my locks, it was something that I never ever expected. So there actually ended up being a couple of my locks that I did not only trim, I would say I actually cut, and those two are back here. So first of all, let me show you kind of like the length of everything. Everything kind of sits around here, and then these two that I just got really carried away with, they are now my little nubs. So they're kind of like this length when I let go of them, because the lint that was trapped in these two was just worse than anything I've ever really seen. Even now I'm trying to think like, how can I sort these locks out without losing the length, because basically last year's entire winter collection of knitwear is stuck in these two locks. There's so much lint in here, it blows my mind. It really does. Like, it's hard to come to terms with this much dust and lint just being there and being visible. Because when I look closely, I can see it, so then it makes me think, can other people see it? Is it visible on camera? Like, how am I going to deal with this? But yeah, I basically need to have like a plan of action going forward, because this is just not, like, I can't just be growing long locks and they look nice and clean and healthy, but they've got a whole ton of lint stuck in them. Like, it's just not feasible going forward. So I'm trying to think like, how can I change things? How can I switch things up to reduce the amount of lint that gets trapped in my locks? So I've decided that I'm gonna have to learn how to tie a headscarf on my head. I cannot tie a headscarf to save my life, so I'm gonna have to learn how to tie them so they look cute, so my hair can be covered. I'm also just thinking about the fact that winter is coming in England, so I'm just trying to have as little contact between my hair and like jumpers and scarves and coats as possible. So if I'm wearing anything that's like woolly or where the fibers are kind of loose, then just tying my hair up or just putting it up in like a bun or some kind of ponytail just to like reduce the contact. And also, like, when I think back to how this lint got in my hair, I know exactly how it got there. I know the coat that made it get there. It was a coat that I had last year. You know when you buy something and you kind of know that you shouldn't really be buying it, but it just kind of saved time and it just went with everything. It was like a woolly kind of coat, but the fibers were really loose, and basically, yeah, everything from that coat is trapped in my locks. Like, I don't know what is actually left of the coat because it just feels like everything from it is inside those two short locks at the back. So in addition to that, I've also decided that I want to try and reduce the amount of products that I'm using in my locks, just to see if that makes a difference in the amount of lint that gets trapped in there. Because I do use gels to retwist my locks on wash day, and I feel like maybe that, because the gels are kind of like a little bit sticky, so I feel like maybe that helps lint to get attracted to my locks as well. So I am going to attempt water only retwists. I really don't know if that's a good idea with my hair type, because I kind of need something to hold the retwist, but I'm willing to give it a go because the amount of lint that I saw was just so disturbing. Like, I'm literally willing to do anything to see if that reduces the amount of lint that I can visibly see trapped within my locks. So with all that being said, I don't want to kind of bring the tone of this video down. Like, I'm happy to have reached 3 years locked. I'm happy to celebrate that milestone in my locks. You know, I've retained a lot of length, my locks have matured. The frizz as well seems to have minimized. My locks used to be like very, very frizzy even after I'd retwisted them, but that seems to have reduced quite a bit. The main issue at the moment is the lint that I've discovered. It was a shock discovery, and I still have to decide what I'm going to do with these two little nubs that I've got back here, because the lint still trapped in these is pretty wild. Like, I feel like it's 90% lint, 10% lock. I know I'm dramatic, but when you look closely, it's crazy. It's like, it's a lot of lint stuck in here. So I'm gonna like try and document the measures that I use to reduce the lint. The jumpers and the scarves and the coats, I think those are going to be key, because I know that the lint gets trapped very easily when there's contact between those things. But yeah, that is where I'm at right now. Trimmed my locks, cut off a couple, well, cut a couple of other ones to really short lengths because of the lint that was trapped. And yeah, I'm going to be using these new measures going forward to try and reduce the amount of lint in my locks. I hope that I can overcome this problem. If you guys have overcome lint in your locks, please let me know how. If there's anything in particular that you think is good to use to get rid of lint in your locks, please share it with me, because I'm open to suggestions. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. I'm going to leave it here. Thank you to everybody who's been watching my videos from the very, very start. Your support is very much appreciated. Check out other videos in the playlist and other videos on my channel, and I will catch you in the next video. Lots of love. Bye guys.